The dynamic injury prevention program consists of a warm-up, stretching, strengthening, plyometrics, and sport-specific agilities. It should take approximately 15 to 20 minutes to complete and should be done at least 3 times per week. Warm-up. Warming up and cooling down are a critical part of a training program. The purpose of the warm-up section is to allow the athlete to prepare for activity. By warming up your muscles first, you greatly reduce the risk of injury. Jog cone to cone. Complete a slow jog from near to far cone. This exercise allows the athlete to slowly prepare themselves for the training session while minimizing the risk for injury. Be sure to keep the hip, knee, and ankle in a straight alignment without the knee caving in or the feet whipping out to the side. Shuttle run exercise. Start in an athletic stance with a slight bend at the knee. Leading with the right foot, sidestep pushing off with the left foot. Switch sides at half field. When you drive off with the back leg, be sure the hip, knee, and ankle are in a straight line. This exercise engages the hip muscles and will promote increased speed. Try not to cave the knee joint inward. Backward running. Run backwards from cone to cone. Land on your toes without extending the knee. Stay on your toes and keep the knees slightly bent at all times. Watch out for locking of the knee joint. This exercise engages hip extensors and hamstrings. Strengthening. This portion of the program focuses on increasing leg strength. This will lead to increased leg strength and a more stable knee joint. Technique is everything. Close attention must be paid to the performance of these exercises in order to avoid injury. Walking lunges. Lunge forward leading with your right leg. Push off with your right leg and lunge forward with your left leg. Drop the back knee straight down. Make sure that you keep your front knee over your ankle. Control the motion and try to avoid your front knee from caving inward. If you can't see your toes on your leading leg, you are doing the exercise incorrectly. The purpose of this exercise is to strengthen the thigh or quadricep muscles. Russian hamstring. Kneel on the ground with your hands at your side. Have a partner hold you firmly at your ankles. With a straight back, lean forward, leading with your hips. Your knee, hip, and shoulder should be in a straight line as you lean towards the ground. Do not bend at the waist. You should feel the hamstrings in the back of your thigh working. Repeat the exercise for 30 seconds. The purpose of this exercise is to strengthen the hamstring muscles. Single toe raises. Stand up with one arm at your side and the other arm on your partner. Bend the left knee up and maintain your balance. Slowly rise onto your right toe with good balance. You may hold your arms out in front of you in order to help. Slowly repeat the exercise 30 times and switch to the other side. As you get stronger, you may need to add additional repetitions to this exercise to continue the strengthening effect of the exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to strengthen the calf muscle and increase balance. Plyometrics. These exercises are explosive and help to build power, strength, and speed. The most important element when considering performance technique is the landing. It must be soft. When you land from a jump, you want to softly accept your weight on the balls of your feet, slowly rolling back to the heel with a bent knee and a bent hip. These exercises are basic, however, it is critical to perform them correctly. Please begin these exercises using a flat cone or with a visual line on the field. Lateral hops over the cone. Stand with a 2-inch cone on your left. Hop to the left over the cone, softly landing on the balls of your feet. Land bending at the knees. Repeat this exercise hopping to the right. Progress to single leg hops as you get stronger. The purpose of this exercise is to increase power and strength while emphasizing neuromuscular control. Forward, backward hops over the cone. Hop over the cone, softly landing on the balls of your feet and bending at the knee. Now, hop backwards over the cone using the same landing technique. Be careful not to snap your knee back to straighten it. You want to maintain a slight bend to the knee. The purpose of this exercise is to increase power and strength while emphasizing neuromuscular control. Single leg hops over the cone. Hop over the cone, landing on the ball of your foot, bending at the knee. Hop backwards over the cone using the same landing technique. Be careful not to snap your knee back to straighten it. You want to maintain a slight bend to the knee. Now, stand on the left leg and repeat the exercise. Increase the number of repetitions as needed. The purpose of this exercise is to increase power and strength while emphasizing neuromuscular control. Vertical jumps with headers. Stand forward with your hands at your side. Slightly bend the knees and push off, jumping straight up. Remember the proper landing technique. Accept the weight on the ball of your foot with a slight bend at the knee. The purpose of this exercise is to increase height of your vertical jump. Scissors jump. Lunge forward, leading with your right leg. Keep your knee over your ankle. Now, push off with your right foot and propel your left leg forward into a lunge position. Be sure your knee does not cave in or out. It should be stable and directly over the ankle. Remember the proper landing technique. Accept the weight on the ball of your foot with a slight bend to the knee. Repeat 20 times. The purpose of this exercise is to increase power and strength of your vertical jump. Forward run with 3-step deceleration. Starting at the first cone, sprint forward to the second cone. As you approach the cone, use a 3-step quick stop to decelerate. Continue on to cone 2 using the same strategy to deceleration. Do not let your knee extend over your toe. Do not let your knee cave inward. This exercise is used to teach the athlete how to properly accelerate and decelerate while moving forward at the hip, buttock, and hamstring musculature. The purpose of this exercise is to increase dynamic stability of the ankle, knee, and hip complex. Lateral diagonal runs. Face forward and laterally run to the first cone on the left. Pivot off the left foot and shuttle run to the second cone. Now pivot off of the right foot and continue on to the third cone. Make sure that the outside leg does not cave in. Keep a slight bend to the knee and hip and make sure the knee stays over the ankle joint. The purpose of this exercise is to encourage proper technique and stabilization of the hip and knee. This exercise will also deter a knock knee position from occurring, which is a dangerous position for the ACL. Bounding run. Starting on the near cone, run to the far side with the knees up toward the chest. Bring your knees up high. Land on the ball of your foot with a slight bend at the knee and a straight hip. Increase the distance as this exercise gets easier. The purpose of this exercise is to increase hip flexion strength and increase power and speed. Stretching. Never stretch a cold muscle. It is important to incorporate a short warm-up prior to stretching. By performing these stretches, you can improve and maintain your range of motion, reduce stiffness in your joints, reduce post-exercise soreness, reduce the risk of injury, and improve your overall mobility and performance. Note, this portion of the program may be moved to the end of your training session. Do a warm-up such as brisk walking for 5 to 10 minutes before stretching. Calf stretch. Stand leading with your right leg. Bend forward at the waist and place your hands on the ground in V formation. Keep your right knee slightly bent and your left leg straight. Make sure your left foot is flat on the ground. Do not bounce during the stretch. Hold for 30 seconds, switch sides, and repeat. The purpose of this exercise is to stretch the calf muscle of the lower leg. Quadricep stretch. Place your left hand on your partner's left shoulder. Reach back with your right hand and grab the front of your right ankle. Bring your heel to your buttock. Make sure your knee is pointed down towards the ground. Keep your right leg close to your left. Don't allow the knee to wing out to the side and do not bend at the waist. Hold for 30 seconds and switch sides. Purpose of this exercise is to stretch the quadricep muscle of the front of the thigh. Figure 4 hamstring stretch. Sit on the ground with your right leg extended out in front of you. Bend your left knee and rest the bottom of your foot on your right inner thigh. With a straight back, try to bring your chest toward your knee. Do not round your back. If you can, reach down towards your toes and pull them up towards your head. Do not bounce. Hold for 30 seconds and repeat with the other leg. The purpose of this exercise is to stretch the hamstring muscle of the back of the thigh. Inner thigh stretch. Spread your legs evenly apart. Slowly lower yourself to the center with a straight back. You want to feel a stretch in the inner thigh. Reach toward the right side with the right arm. Bring your left arm overhead and stretch over to the right. Hold the stretch and repeat on the opposite side. The purpose of this exercise is to elongate the muscles of the inner thigh. Hip flexor stretch. Lunge forward, leading with your right leg. Drop your left knee down to the ground. Placing your hands on top of your right thigh, lean forward with your hips. The hips should be square with your shoulders. If possible, maintain your balance and lift back for the left ankle and pull your heel to your buttock. Hold for 30 seconds and repeat on the other side. The purpose of this exercise is to elongate the hip flexors at the front of the thigh.